Your liver is either burning fat or storing it. And most people are stuck in damage mode. But in just 24 hours, drinking only water can trigger a complete shift in how your body heals. What happens during this window could reverse years of inflammation and liver fat if you do it right. This is the fastest way to change everything from the inside out. What you're looking at right now for those watching on YouTube is the difference between a liver that's functioning, metabolizing and burning fat, and a liver that's storing fat, inflamed, sluggish, slow. If your liver is in the latter state, it's not just about fat stored around your belly. It's actually the command center for your entire metabolism, your energy levels, fat loss, and health. So right now I'm going to walk you through exactly what goes on inside of your body when you drink only water for 24 hours and why this is such a powerful tool if you do it right for the liver. The main reason why your liver is sluggish and inflamed is because of snacking and grazing. This is why fasting is so powerful for the liver. See, I want you to imagine your body like a machine. Insulin is like the mode that turns on store mode when you're eating frequently, snacking, grazing. Even if it's healthy food, your insulin stays elevated. Elevated insulin levels means your liver gets this message: don't burn fat, store it. This means your liver never gets a rest. It's constantly processing incoming nutrients, dealing with inflows of glucose, amino acids, fats. When that happens, your liver is too busy with immediate processing, storage, detox duties. It doesn't have the time to shift into deeper repair or fat burning mode. So you end up in a cycle. You eat, you raise insulin. Your liver stores fat, and there's a backlog. Little fat burning, more fat storage. Over time, that drives liver fat accumulation, inflammation, and a challenged metabolism. Now, the good news. By giving your liver a pause via a 24-hour water fast, you can flip the switch. Let's map out exactly what happens hour by hour when you drink only water for 24 hours and let the liver rest. Phase 1, hours 0 through 6, the first 6 hours here. You stop eating. About 6 hours later, this last meal is being digested. Insulin starts to drop gradually. Liver glycogen, which is the stored sugar, is still mostly full. Glucose is still available. Your body's still in a fed state, but it's slowly transitioning to the early fasted state. As the liver sees less glucose and nutrients coming in, it begins to shift from storage mode toward the beginning of a rest and repair state. 12 hours into this fast, insulin keeps falling. Your liver's glycogen stores, your sugar reserves inside of your liver, start to be used to maintain blood glucose. This supports the brain and red blood cells. Because you're only drinking water at this point, you're not introducing new nutrients. So the liver's metabolic workload drops. Hours 12 through 18 of this fast, you enter a deeper fast state and you trigger fat mobilization. At around that 12 to 16 hour mark of this water fast, glycogen stores in the liver are significantly drawn down. So your body's burning through those sugar reserves, which is exactly what we want here. The liver then begins to ramp up fat oxidation. This simply means fat burning, where free fatty acids from your adipose tissue, your fat cells, now enter the liver as a fuel source. This then shifts that liver into using it and producing ketone bodies. Now, for some people, it takes a little bit longer than the 12 to 16 hour mark, but depending on how metabolically healthy and flexible you are, it could happen right at this point. And this is fantastic because those ketone bodies turn the brain on. They're anti-inflammatory. They help you produce more energy. So you're going to feel really great at this point. But the most important thing is this: the liver, because it's now getting a full break from a nutrient burden and elevated insulin, has now more capacity to initiate repair, reduce inflammation, and shift into lipid burning rather than lipid storage, meaning fat burning, not fat storage. All right. 18 hours into the fast, something really cool begins to happen here. You trigger a process called liver autophagy. This is the sweet spot. With continuing low insulin levels, higher levels of a hormone called glucagon, the liver is now activating deep cellular cleanup via liver autophagy. I'll cover exactly what that means in a second, but I want you to understand this. The liver is now burning stored fat as its primary energy source, and even processing the fat it has accumulated. Yes, the liver fat. You start to use that as an energy source. That's exactly what we want to do here. In effect, the liver is going from fully storage mode to fully burning mode. Within this window, liver enzyme levels may begin to improve. ALT, GGT, AST. These markers drop, showing inflammation within the liver is dropping as well. Fat burning is increased. Metabolic flexibility is also increased. Now, let me explain the liver autophagy that's happening here. This is a very important part of the healing benefits of a 24-hour fast. Liver autophagy is the following analogy I want to give to you for this to make a lot of sense. Picture your refrigerator. If you open up your refrigerator and you look at the groceries inside of your fridge, orange juice, produce, cheese, eggs, all of the groceries inside of your fridge have what? They have an expiration date on them. Different expiration dates, but they all have an expiration date. Imagine if you let all of those groceries inside of your refrigerator expire. But no, you don't throw the expired groceries in the trash. No, instead, you kind of just shove them towards the back of the fridge. You open up the shelf and the shelves and you shove them in the shelves. You buy new groceries, put them in front of the expired groceries, come back the next day or two, open up that refrigerator. What are you going to see? That is a toxic environment. Disease will manifest in that environment. Well, your liver is like this refrigerator. You have liver cells, you have mitochondria within those liver cells that all have expiration dates on them. When you don't fast, when you're grazing and eating too frequently, it's like accumulating these expired cells and mitochondria within your liver cells. Around the 18-hour mark of your 24-hour water fast, you enhance autophagy, which is like throwing away those expired liver cells, expired mitochondria, and bringing in new cells. That is the autophagy, like Pac-Man going within your cells, cleaning out liver junk. Now, this brings us to 24 hours of the fast, 24 hours in, right when you break the fast. There are a few things you've achieved here. More autophagy, which we just established is that cellular cleanup process. More fat burning, more ketones are produced. More fat is being pulled from your liver. Another benefit is going to be an increase in human growth hormone. Human growth hormone is one of the most important fat-burning, anti-aging, muscle-preserving hormones. It's such a powerful hormone that many people pay thousands of dollars every month to get human growth hormone injected into them. But here's the cool thing. With a 24-hour fast, there's about a 2,000% surge in human growth hormone in men, and for women, about a 1,300% surge in human growth hormone. And no side effects, by the way. When you get it injected, there are side effects. When you do it this way, it's natural. It's endogenous versus exogenous. And it's free. The other thing happening at the 24-hour mark is that your gut microbiome can be repairing itself because it's 24 hours without food. So a lot of conditions like acid reflux, GERD, bloating, leaky gut, autoimmune conditions, a lot of that gets improved because these intestinal stem cells become produced and there's a scrubbing of this intestinal lining happening, right? So this all happens in a day, 24 hours. Now, as I said before, this is not going to happen for everyone. It needs to be done the right way. So let me show you how to do this 24-hour fast the right way. I'm going to give you a step-by-step protocol. Number one, preparation. For 3 days before your 24-hour fast, you should be having only 3 meals per day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, with about 3 to 5 hours of no food in between those meals. In combination with that tip, you want to make sure you're not eating more than 100 grams total of carbohydrates across those 3 meals. That's 100 grams total per day. That's the max. After you do this for 3 days, you're already ready to do a 24-hour fast. Now, if you're already doing fasting, obviously, you're ready to go into a 24-hour fast, especially if you've already done 16 or 18 hours. The tip I just gave is really for beginners here. Now, during the fast, it's important to stay hydrated with high-quality water. This is going to be spring water, even reverse osmosis water, and you want to add in high-quality salt and minerals into your water during the fast. This is going to help you feel great and actually help accelerate some of the results here. As far as minerals go, I love Beam Minerals over at beamminerals.com/KetoCamp. Coupon code KetoCamp to get 20% off. We'll drop a link for it down below. As far as high quality salt goes, I use Redmond's Real Salt over at KetoCampSalt.com. Code is Azadi. Again, we'll reference that down below. Or find your favorite mineral or favorite salt and just drink that. Consume that with the water during those 24 hours. Now, can you have coffee? Can you have tea? Can you have other liquids like lemon water during that fast? I'm going to say this. If you want to get the most results here from that 24-hour fast, the most liver repair, autophagy, gut healing benefits, human growth hormone, then you do not want to have anything but water, sea salt, minerals. With that being said, if you feel like your cup of coffee or your tea is going to help you get through the 24-hour fast, then go for it. Just make sure it's a clean coffee bean or a clean source of tea. You'll still get most of the benefits, not all. And if it's going to help you get the 24-hour fast done, I'm for that. Go for it. So I personally love Purity Coffee, KetoCampCoffee.com. Use the coupon code KetoCamp for a nice discount. And then I love Elixir Tea, which I'll drop a link for down below, or Peak Tea. Both are good, clean teas that I'll reference in the notes down below if you choose to have coffee or tea. As far as movement goes during the fast, I would not do much intense exercise, especially if you're new to this. Walking is great. Light mobility work is fine and actually encouraged. But if you're doing this for the first time, I would avoid heavy lifting or high intensity cardio. If you're not doing this for the first time and you want to accelerate fat burn, then go for your fasted workout. I'm all for that. Now, how you break the 24-hour fast is important. You don't want to undo a lot of the benefits here. So you do not want to break the fast with a high carb meal or a high carb and high fat meal. You don't want to spike glucose and insulin after you sensitized it after 24 hours. So I'll give you an example of meals that I will not recommend you break the fast with. You don't want to break a fast with a smoothie. You don't want to break a fast with a green juice or a fruit juice. You don't want to break the fast with pasta or pizza. You don't want to break the fast with avocado toast. You do want to break the fast with protein and fat. I'll give you some real examples here of what I would recommend you break it with. Bone broth, amazing way to break the fast with. A high quality protein shake like Equip Foods Prime Protein, great way to break the fast. We have a code and a link for them in the notes down below. Scrambled eggs with half an avocado, sea salt, cooked in butter, maybe some bacon, great way to break the fast. So those are some good options for you. Now, before I get to your questions you submitted on this topic, I want to give you a free, important resource that actually will help accelerate your results here and what you just learned. If you've been busting your butt, but you're still not losing fat, your body isn't broken, your insulin is. I created a free 7-day protocol that shows you how to drop 1 pound of fat per day without counting a single calorie, without starving yourself or killing yourself with cardio. You'll learn the exact fasting schedule, food swaps, and fat burning tricks to finally unlock stored fat naturally. This is the blueprint for metabolic freedom, not just another gimmick. Click the first link in the description box below, or if you're watching on YouTube, scan the QR code on the screen right now to get it. Don't wait for the New Year's. Your reset starts today. Now let's get to your questions. How often should I do a 24-hour water fast for liver health? Once a week, once a month, or only occasionally? I like doing a 24-hour water fast once a week. I think it's just a great general maintenance protocol. I do that personally at least once a week. So once a week, my friend, go either dinner to dinner, lunch to lunch, breakfast to breakfast. It doesn't matter. I typically do it on a Monday. So if you're done eating, let's say Sunday at 6 p.m., I would wait until Monday at 6 p.m. to break the fast. Now you could do it differently and eat breakfast Sunday and then wait until breakfast Monday. Doesn't really matter. But once a week is a good idea. If you want to ramp it up to 2 times a week because you have a lot of liver fat and extra weight, that's also fine to do as well. Does autophagy really start within 24 hours, or do you need to go on a longer fast to get the full benefits? Well, in reality, autophagy is always occurring. There's always a cleaning up process happening, but we could enhance that with a fast. And insulin is the key player here. So depending on how insulin resistant or insulin sensitive you are, is going to depend on when you're ramping up autophagy. I like to think that for most people, we're ramping up autophagy during that 17 and 18 hour mark. Now, obviously, that's not the same for everyone. If you are obese watching this or listening to this, if you have advanced non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, if you are highly insulin resistant, diabetic, chances are around that 18-hour mark, you're not really ramping up much of that autophagy because your body still needs to go through some other cleaning processes and lower insulin enough to get there. But it's going to benefit you, especially as you do this on a frequent basis. So you might not get there the first time at the 18-hour mark, but maybe it happens the third time. But you're healing, you're repairing. So I wouldn't really fixate on when is autophagy happening. Just know as you do this consistently, you will get autophagy. Is it safe to do exercise or do sauna sessions during a 24-hour fast, or should I rest completely? Again, that depends on if you're a beginner to this or if you're more of an advanced faster. If you're a beginner, I would not recommend exercise unless it's a walk, then I would not recommend sauna. But if you're an advanced faster like me, I do exercise during a 24-hour fast. I do sauna during a 24-hour fast. So it depends on your level of fasting. I hope this was valuable. Do the 24-hour fast, heal that very important liver, look good, feel good. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And please share this with somebody you know. And if you love this lesson, you're going to love a previous lesson I just published on 3 powerful fat loss tricks that feel like you're cheating. Here's a clip from that lesson. Then click the video right on the screen and I'll see you in that next lesson. It's about knowing how to hack your body the smart way. Once you try these, fat loss will never feel hard again. Here's the first trick. It's called the carb timing hack. You're gonna do this before and after your biggest carbohydrate meal of the day. You see, carbohydrate-rich foods